We do got a part 2. Apparently the whistleblower. Apparently
Aren't they becoming more of
Nijisanji.
a detrimental and liability if they are relying on Japan?
Apparently Nijisanji fires the whistleblower to protect the alleged freak. I don't know what freak it is, but we're gonna find out. Are we talking about Twisty, the freak or so? We're calling her a freak now? Huh?
Hey, what's up guys, Ruff here. So today we're going to be going over another massive controversy facing Nijisanji, leaving a lot of people demanding answers from the agency, and as of recording this video, there has been no official response.
They're not gonna respond to this. They're literally not going to respond. You think they're gonna respond to this? Bro, they gave up. Bro, they gave up on the EN side. All they do is just kind of like post. You know, they kind of just post, you know, the scheduled tweets or so about their, you know, their sales, their merch, their streams, their clips, all of this other stuff, you know?
What's been going on. Now, it's no secret, thanks to financial reports from Nijisanji.
Oh, we got the financial reports.
English branch only brings in a small amount of their revenue. As you can see right here, this is the Japanese side of the revenue generation, and this is the...
See? I told you. I told you, it's just the Japanese, it's literally the Japanese branch that's literally bringing in the revenue for, you know, for Nijisanji.
The English side, much smaller. Despite that, the majority of the headaches for the company have come from the English branch, and the latest one is coming from a recent Nijisanji EN liver, Twisty Amanozako. She has been mired in controversy over the past couple of days, and as you can see, it's not going very well. She recently had her account
God, Jesus fucking Christ, why is it so hot in here? Sorry.
Man, the Japanese branch should cut their losers.
Sorry, Chad. It's just insanely hot in here. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God, I'm fucking melting. God Lord.
Privated, as you can see right here, and also her entire YouTube account wiped clean. And on top of that, as reported by Rima here, she's been removed from their website as a listed talent, while people like Aster Arcadia are still listed. We'll talk about him later. But to sum that up, it's very clear without an official announcement yet, she has been fired. This is no surprise to people who have been following this situation.
Who the fuck is... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 5 people I don't know on this godforsaken freaking this website. I don't know any of the guys on here. I don't know anybody here. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who this guy is. Never heard of this guy. Is that supposed to be He looks like what's his face or so from part of this team or so. This guy right here from the what's the name of this group? I forgot the name of this group. Whatever. He looks like that one dude or so. I was a cat sitting on the computer because I wanted to keep an eye on the mouse. Bruh. Why do I keep attracting every single dad joke in here? What am I? A child? Well, if you add the JP branch, you'll find a list of rivals, the numbers of Pokemon.
Situation. It's not that surprising whatsoever, but that is what is going on right now. And I talk about these events today and all the updates, knowing full well that Nijisanji is very
It doesn't make any sense to keep the N branch because business-wise,
option
it doesn't make the money JP side does. They should completely kill
many
it.
months ago.
No, because if they're still actually getting money or so, they're not gonna kill it off. They're not. Until to the point that literally that revenue share is literally fucking 0, they're not gonna cut it off.
He took down dozens of his videos with a false set of copyright strikes. They love to strike down criticism, but I really don't care. If Nijisanji wants that thunder, I guess come and get it. But anyways, recently Twisty on her past life account Delulu. Now for those who are not familiar with the VTuber terminology, past life account means the account they used before they joined the VTuber agency like Nijisanji. This is her former account, and she was streaming on this recently, which is a very bad sign. Typically when you're in a corporation, you do not stream on your past life account, and if they do, any sort of activity on that account, that is a very bad sign of what's going on. And there was a video a few days ago uploaded that shared some very disparaging statements shared by Delulu/Twisty in a leaked Discord call. As you can see, that video has been taken down by YouTube for violating their terms of service. Now, if you want the full video, I reacted to it a few days ago. It's still up on my end. And in that video, to sum it up and what she said, basically she said Indian people smell brown and they're stinky.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean, to be honest. Indians smell brown? That makes no sense. That is like the worst. That is literally the worst, like, dissing in my entire life. She doesn't. If you're gonna learn to shit talk, do it correctly, okay? All right. Brown people, was it Indian people smell like brown or something? I don't fucking know, to be honest. God lord, dude, if you're gonna say it, just say it. God lord, woman, I swear. Shaking my head. This is the reason why we need Call of Duty lobbies to come back again, in my personal opinion. Some of these people just don't know how to actually shit talk.
And she said that basically all men are mentally ill and deserve to die.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible, to be honest.
Describing trans people that rhyme with Janny, that I can't say on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then she also called her fans mentally ill.
Yeah. And
shamed them for not giving her enough money and not encouraging her to stream more, thanks to those donations.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty. Like I don't get that much revenue. Like people aren't obligated to donate to me, and I still stream every day. Well, not every day. I gotta get 3 days off, you know, because I gotta work on videos to upload on the main YouTube channel, you know. I still fucking stream every day, you know. I stream Sundays through Wednesdays. I don't care how much I make or so. I don't fucking care. You need to start slandering. Yeah, Ko, you suck, boo. Shut the fuck up. Shut the hell up. I swear to God, dude. Potato for Fiddle. Thank you for the tier 1. Shut up, guys. I swear to God, you guys. Yeah, oh my fucking God. I'm trying to say something here positively. You're like, boo this woman, boo. Man, fuck all y'all. I swear to God.
What you will.
I'm trying to say a statement here, and these people are like, yeah, you gotta slander us.
Twisty and say, you're a bad person, and also to say to her fans, you shouldn't support her.
I swear to God, you guys are unbelievable.
The reason I react to this is just to cover some drama.
I'm trying to say something positive to you guys, and you guys are like, nah, man, fuck that shit. God, the mental gymnastics that my chat likes to do when I'm trying to say something positive to my chat.
And also to say a very agreeable statement that, well, because of this leaked Discord call, apparently statements coming out, she's gonna get fired. That was the very basic premise of this video.
You're obligated to donate if you wanted to be treated decently in the basement. She doesn't feed us. Shut the fuck. Oh my God. Whatever. I got time for this shit.
Well,
that's this motherfucker.
Seemingly happening.
You guys are just a bunch of gaslighting bastards. I swear.
That is the very objective reality that is before us right now. And since that video, Delulu, on her past life account here, Delulu/Twisty, has been very active and has made a lot of moves responding to that leaked Discord call, beginning with this apology we talked about in my previous video that did not go well. This did not go well. You can see it has 4,000 likes and about 1,600
I'm not gonna roast
retweets,
you guys.
most of them quotes that are negative. The apology itself, to sum it up very quickly, it starts off decent. I think she does a decent job in the first couple of paragraphs.
I'm here
then
fighting all the bosses in Stellar Blade while hearing all this ridiculous shenanigans with both Ko and Chat's banter
just in
XD.
2025 alone, I have witnessed many injustices towards marginalized communities, and she starts like virtue signaling about that type of stuff, and also says that her use of disparaging statements about various groups was out of a source of overprotection. It just didn't really work well. And
what does
in
that
a
even
very
mean?
ill-advised
What
decision,
even is that?
she decided the next day to make a full 30-minute stream, making a second set of apologies.
Ed
with the stream title,
Raziel
A Sincere
224
Apology,
peak form
and
of
My
entertainment
Truth. And
Sunako
as
2
you can see, in
Ketkin.
true Nijisanji fashion, it is a black screen stream. Now, of course, it's 32 minutes, and also...
Let me remind you. I don't think she was there. I don't think she was there when the Nijisanji did the black screen thing.
The audio on this is insufferable. It is so low volume that even like trying to get some clips and then boosting the audio, you have to do it so hard that it makes it like bass boosted, and
Is it really that?
Dang,
Is it really that
17 months, what a waste of time.
So, in the spirit of that,
Hey, Sage, thank you for the 17 months. Damn, man. Jeez, you're almost as old as King. How you been, Sage? I hope hopefully you've been doing well. What would be funny, what would be funny twist is she planned it with the Indian viewer. That would be funny, to be honest.
I'm going to simply summarize the main points, right? So, she described many different things, beginning with the Discord call that was leaked, saying she apologizes for her disgusting behavior and all that sort of stuff. And she talks about how she had a very rough time with Nijisanji, and that was something that she mentioned in the Discord call that was leaked, that she was having a very tough time with the company, and I definitely believe that's the case, given everything that's...
But did you see what I sent you, though? Did you see what I sent you? Man, dude, I'm honestly, sheesh! That's all I gotta say. Secret plan, for those who don't know or so, on my YouTube community, I'm working on some projects or so behind the scenes. So, you know, so I'm hopefully everyone will like it when it comes out in the future.
Going on, and that she even asked to quit at one point. That was not given to her. And also, she says a lot of this is public because she's tried to work things out privately with the company and just hasn't worked out. And on top of that,
I was going to react to you here. Where?
About a current Nijisanji EN liver, Aster Arcadia.
No, I dislike all your videos.
This is a situation that is very, very deep, and we'll get into more details in just a bit. But she goes into details trying to allege that he has very manipulative behavior and that he targets new female talents in the agency as well as other agencies as well.
That is pretty weird in my personal opinion. I'm not gonna lie. Attacking other like females and like other people in other agencies, that's a little bit of a low ball in my personal opinion. Ciao! Thank you for the tier 1 or so. Hey man, be careful, man. I know you need that money because I know you're suffering in California at the moment.
And tries to get them to come to Japan to come see him, and when they reject those offers, he gets very angry with them, and she tried back in July to spark an investigation with Nijisanji to look into some of his behavior, his alleged behavior, and nothing really came of it. And she even played a clip of an audio call with him, which honestly is not super productive in any sort of a way. It doesn't really dig that deep, but he honestly sounds pretty weird in the clip, but that's all we really have for right now. But also, she talks about another situation where a co-worker of hers at Nijisanji leaked one of her new outfits, which for those not familiar with the VTubing scene, new outfits are a really big deal. So when someone leaks something like that, it's spoiling a major event for their channel. And also, she would wrap this whole thing up by basically saying she's sorry for everything and she's owning up to her own past actions and stuff like that. That was really the statement until about a half a day later, she added a pinned comment.
Oh, God.
Which would somewhat contradict a lot of the things she said.
I'm trying to give you benefit of the doubt, girl. I'm trying to give you benefit of the doubt. What are you doing? Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. I am trying to give her like the benefit of the doubt, but I'm just like, God Lord, dude. Oh my God Jesus. I'm trying to like, you know, be like, okay, all right, this and that and that and this, you know, but then it's just like, oh, what are you doing? Fucking, oh my God.
In the statement, again, ill-advised. I don't know why she did this, but she says in number 1, she has full receipts and Discord logs of everything going on. And if she does, I hope she shares this. She has nothing to lose. She's clearly getting fired from this company. And I hope if she has evidence of a thing she's claiming about this company and some of the members, please share it. It'd be very valuable. And then I'm just
a nice person, okay? All right. I'm just a nice person, all right? I'm trying to give it benefit of the doubt, all right? But man, dude, the only way you can fuck it up is yourself, you know?
2, she says, quite frankly, I don't care if what I said upsets people. I don't regret my words.
Oh my.
Which is like a direct contradiction to the 2 previous apologies. But anyways, number 3, don't begin to assume you know anything about my job, contract, or terms when you have absolutely no idea outside of, oh well, this person said this. Sounds like the voice actor for Paimon when they're saying, you know nothing about what goes on at these unions and the voice acting scene. You're too dumb as a random citizen. Like, we understand like the things look pretty bad on all ends here, but anyways. Number 4, she says, I wanted to leave.
Well, for me personally, I like Scarlet. Is it Scarlet? Scarlet Yonaguni? And
hope this helps.
In Nijisanji. That's probably like the only one that I like, but I just haven't been following their streams or anything related to them in like about a year. It's been about a year. Yeah, but Meloko is mostly Japanese, cause like there was a saying or so. It's like she didn't sign up for the Japanese side of Nijisanji. Instead, she signed up to the EN side because it was easy to get in. So all she had to do is just transfer over to JP, and then she just became a JP Nijisanji now. I'm like, hey, it's pretty smart. I'm not hating on it, you know. Hey, man, you gotta work the hustle sometimes, you know. I just think it's pretty funny.
August, I wanted to leave again 4 months ago. I believe her 100%.
It is a pretty power move.
Bad relationship with Nijisanji. And then number 5, she says, I don't hate all men. I think they're all mentally ill, but so are all women, and so am I.
You're calling me mentally ill? Man, that shit is wild to hear that. You know what? Fuck it. I take my shit back. Fuck you, man. I try to give you the benefit of the doubt. Fuck you. You're on your own. I'm not even bothering to defend this person in court. I tried my best, but you know what? I'm out of here. I'll get my money in the mail. Thank you very much. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God. You could have just said, I don't hate all men. I just hate the mentally ill parasocial people. That's it.
Ooh, this time now she has declared war on Kern.
That's it. That's all you gotta say, man. Come on, man. I don't have any mental illness. I don't. I'm pretty much pretty normal. I'm probably like the very few people who don't have any mental illness. So I'm just boring, you know. I'm just a boring individual, you know. But I'm like, bro, number 5, you could have just said like, I don't hate all men. I just hate the mentally ill and the parasocial, you know, the parasocial people. That's it. You could have just said it there, end the sentence there, and then you're good. Like honestly, that's all you had to do, bro. Like, oh my God, man. It's always the younger people, chat. Every fucking time, bro. It's usually these VTubers that are super young and, you know, and they become like this or so. They just have this specific mindset, man. It's just, these are all kids. Well, to me, they're all kids because they're like younger. They're like way younger than me. So they're like barely starting off adulthood and everything, or middle of, or they're like in their mid-20s, you know? And I'm like, they're still acting like this. I'm like, you're a kid if you still act like this. Like, straight up. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are. Like, if you still think like this and act like this, you're a kid. You're just a kid, period. You're not an adult. You're a kid, all right? Some kind of mental illness. Parasocial is basically you're in love, infatuated with the streamer. And it's a one-sided relationship.
So, I would have just left this one out. I don't think that's helping anything. Number 6, I have no issues with Brave Group. She mentioned another VTuber agency. I don't think people really care too much about that. But number 7... Group. In quotes, you're deflecting blame. 2 people can make mistakes at the same time.
That's what Parasocial is? Yeah, they had like a parasocial relationship with the streamer. So, yeah. You know. No, that's what it is. Like, it's a one-sided relationship where basically like one of the viewers are like infatuated
things don't go their way.
with the streamer, you know? That's pretty much about it.
100%. I agree with this. This is like the main takeaway from everything, right? She definitely made mistakes, okay?
Yeah.
But I think Nijisanji's making a lot of mistakes too.
Of course.
And the things that are being alleged about their company, some of their talents, and the things
like there's nothing wrong. No. There's nothing wrong with tier 3, like with tier 3, like, you know, subs and everything. The problem is the white knights. That's the problem. That's the problem, Generic. Not the tier 3. It's the white knights defending the streamer, even though the streamer is in the wrong. Those are the kinds that I have problems with. Oh, like that 42-year-old Japanese dude stabbed a young Japanese streamer because she was in love with her and got, yeah. That's pretty much like he had like parasocial relationship with her, basically. It goes beyond admiration. So tier 4, pretty much, yeah. That's basically is what it is. It's when you become a white knight, you know?
It might be hiding based on these allegations are much more serious
basically, Sage, if they stalk the streamer, that's part of the parasocial relationship as well. They can stalk them, they can send threats to them, they can, kill them in Minecraft. But yeah. I remember that. I remember. You know, the best part about my community, nobody is a white knight here. So that's the best part. My community is a very smart and loving community. There's no white knights in here. So yeah, that's the best thing about it. Power fist, because then you can start fisting people. Yeah, because if you white knight, I'm gonna beat your ass. No, we're gonna, instead of white knight, we're the void knights. That's what we are around here. Natsuko! Hey, Natsuko, how you been?
A leaked Discord call where some mean things were said about various groups. I agree with this.
Yeah, it's just like I don't really cater to simps, or like, you know, I don't really cater to them. They're just not. Those are the type of crowds I personally don't want to cater to, like the parasocial relationship people, you know, the white knighting, the simps, and all this other, you know, like all these specific like people or so. Like I'm not really like, you know, personally going to like cater to them. That's not really the kind of community I want to cater to.
Balls.
100%. Again, I'm not just wagging my finger at Twisty/Delulu trying to judge her and all this stuff.
Thank you for the follow.
People can support her
the
or not.
shapeshifter VT. How many shapeshifts can you switch to?
But I think the most interesting thing about the leaked call was some of her comments about Nijisanji. And it's something that I think lines up with a lot of the statements of former talents.
Yeah, of course.
But anyways, I didn't know this. Like, I didn't see this until now. It looks like number 8 is gone, or was this supposed to be number 8?
Probably number 8.
Whatever. But number 9 is a very controversial one. Okay? She says, number 9, I will never apologize for being a lolicon. I will continue to do incestuous lolly roleplay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, I think of all the things people were mad about, this was probably not something that needed to be addressed. Like, there's only 2 reactions people have to this statement, right?
I like, you know, I'm a lolicon. I'm a Shotokan enjoyer too as well. I don't really care about this one, you know, it's just kind of like whatever. Hey man, more power to you, bro.
They're either saying based or they're saying you're a predator. Okay, and that's a lot of the Nijisanji fan base. They're antis, that's the way they act. I would have left this out of the 9 commandments she made here, because it's really not that important. It's not a hill to die on, it's just more divisive stuff. But anyways, that was the set of comments in her pinned comment, and yeah. So that brings us to the inevitable result of this video. Aster Arcadia, a fellow Nijisanji English
What about him?
Liver,
what happened?
who has had a very tumultuous couple of months.
No, yeah, I remember that too.
A lot of people are looking at this situation and the very obvious...
Jesus Christ, this freaking meme. Oh my goodness gracious me, man.
This firing of Twisty as a way to protect Aster. And the company has a very documented history of picking favorites.
Of course they do.
That is something that is very obvious from a outside perspective, as well as based on some of the experiences shared by people who were in the company at one point. And a lot of people are looking at this and saying, are they silencing her to protect him? And you can see,
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's been 6 months since his last stream.
Oh, wait, really? Wait, does that say the 7th of 24 of 2025? Wait, oh hell no. That ain't true, right? Hold up. Wait, are you serious? He's gonna stream? He's gonna stream on the 7th? Streamed 6 months ago, but not coming back until 7/24. What is that? Was that 6? Was it, when was the last? Hold on, when was the last stream? December 4th of 2024. Holy shit, 7 months? 7 months? I think he's laying low, you think so? Or maybe well, there's one thing I could say. Let me see, hold on, can I hear?
You're Penacony. So that's how far I am.
There is one thing that I want to say, but I'm not gonna say it just yet anyways. As there's sustain on the femboys, I'm curious on something, but I don't want to say anything. That's the only reason why. Just cause I'm not too sure. I don't know. It's just kind of like up in the air at the end of the day, so.
And at this point, it's like, does anyone at Nijisanji actually stream? But a lot of the controversy really began.
There it is. There it is.
With this leaked Discord screenshot that has been...
Bro, leave my girl alone, bro. Leave my girl alone, bro. Scarlet is cool. I like Scarlet. I think she's fucking awesome, bro. Like, I would totally vibe with her, dude.
Confirmed, allegedly, by multiple sources at this point, where he's talking to a fellow Nijisanji EN liver, Scarlet, and he just looks like a manipulative weirdo. Like, honestly, just a gigantic...
Doesn't surprise me because he's a femboy. Doesn't surprise me.
Weirdo, a very aggressive person, and poor Scarlet. Please, free her from this organization and their fans. Because she, about a year ago, was canceled by her own fans for eating Starbucks.
Bro.
Yes.
Bro, I swear to God, when that actually happened or so, I literally made a video on rating Starbucks or so, like straight up, after a couple days or so. We started rating stuff on Starbucks just because, because Scarlet was getting canceled for eating like Starbucks in Japan or so, like some cakes or something like that, because she went to Japan. And she was like streaming it, and I think if I remember correctly, she was streaming it, and she was kind of like rating them. So I did the same thing too, like in a couple of days. I went to Starbucks, bought shit from Starbucks, and we started rating shit on of like some of the Starbucks stuff. But I didn't get everything. I didn't get everything from Starbucks. I only got like a few stuff from Starbucks because it's like I'm not gonna grab everything. Okay, all right, but we did it live on stream or so, and I uploaded the video on my main channel.
Yes, they got mad at her for trying cakes at a Japanese Starbucks because apparently that was on the boycott list because people believed supporting Starbucks would genocide children.
That's so dumb.
In Palestine. And
that's so
the
dumb.
irony of that, of course, being YouTube is also on that boycott list, so the people that were watching her stream were also violating the same boycott list that they were using to chastise her and say that she deserves to be deplatformed or game-ended or the other...
This is my final answer on the Starbucks thing too as well. I hate it. Wasting my goddamn fucking money because you want to know something? My stomach was hurting after consuming all that Starbucks stuff. My stomach was hurting and I was just like, man, dude, this shit was awful.
Disgusting things that they said, but free her. But anyways, we have this. It sparked a lot of rumors and controversies.
There was like maybe like one thing that I kind of like, but it's like it's not even an S tier. It was like maybe like an A or a B or something like that, and that's pretty much about it. Oh, I remember that because we hanged out that weekend and you were talking about it. Yeah. I was like, man, dude, fucking Starbucks sucks ass, man. Oh, man, dude, it was ass, bro.
Were seemingly, allegedly, confirmed by this video uploaded 6 months ago by False ID.
Hey, guys, False ID.
From
the science
secret
and content.
Exactly.
Everything for the content. I was literally fucking dying for the content.
I think based on circumstances, it's very obvious it's Twisty/Delulu, and there was a lot to say about Aster.
One section between this individual and the Nijisanji English Live are reading, when I had a mental breakdown and went to Twitch, it was because Aster was saying like he wants to fly me out to Japan, saying weird actual S.
Sounds like a skill
That's weird. That's weird, bro. That's weird. Wait, this person, wait. Aster lives in Japan? He wants to fly me out to Japan. So he must live in Japan. Wait. If he lives in Japan, wait. Maybe he doesn't live in Japan? Because I've never heard of him. I've never heard him speak Japanese. At least not to my knowledge, anyways. Anyways, that's still fucking weird in my personal opinion. Flying out a, I would assume it's a female, right? For like sexual stuff. I'm like, bro. I'm like, Jesus Christ, are you really that in heat or something? I don't know if he is or not. Could have moved to work at Niji HQ. Actually, you could be right, actually. He could probably actually moved over to Japan to work at the Nijisanji headquarters, yeah.
Testing my friends. I went to management. They wouldn't even speak to him. I was really considering graduating. And of course, meaning that they were considering leaving the company of Nijisanji English. This Nijisanji English Live are continuing on, but my manager talked me out of it. It feels gross to me, like I feel like I am hiding his behavior. Because it's not just me, it's many, many girls, a lot of my friends. When being asked why—
Bro, if this guy tries talking to me in those swaying words, asking me shit like that, I'd be like, no, muchacho, no creas que me vas a hablar así, si no te voy a unos putazos, hombre.
management had not taken action, this Nijisanji English Liver then replying, I don't know, but I assume they are scared to fire after what happened, and then citing bad PR, that being bad public relations, meaning this Nijisanji English Liver believes that Aster was not reprimanded because Nijisanji English did not want anything like this being made public, even if Aster was found to be in the wrong. This Nijisanji English Liver then finding out these communications had been forwarded to us, and then directly reaching out. A call then being set up between us and this Nijisanji English Liver. This anonymous Nijisanji English Liver then telling us they were considering speaking to us about this subject regarding Aster Arcadia, calling this the fault of the company and the individual, that being Aster. Firstly describing that many Nijisanji English Livers within the branch simply stay away from Aster, especially within voice chat, either not wanting to be drowned.
You know, there's just some people who really shouldn't have a platform, in my personal opinion. There really are some people who really should not be famous, but that's just me anyways.
Dragged into games or into uncomfortable conversations with this Nijisanji English Liver.
The results of that video are pretty devastating for Aster and Nijisanji. This is the sort of swan song for Aster, his
You're not wrong, Scarlett.
post, his pinned comment. And as you can see, he's getting absolutely blasted in the comments, ratioed in many cases, from people calling him a sex pest based on these allegations. And yeah, it just doesn't look good. People demanding answers. And as a result of that video from False ID, and I believe that is the primary reason for this public announcement from Nijisanji, they announced that they were launching a course of action. An independent third-party investigation into issues facing their company. This investigation will focus on the issues of sexual harassment and unauthorized information leakage to outside parties. Understand this. This is how scummy this company is. On the scales of importance, they weigh potential sexual harassment with people being a whistleblower. It's the same weight of importance for these people. And this investigation, by the way, has been going on for 6 months. We've heard nothing. Nothing. Twisty comes out with their own.
Yeah, that's a pretty long investigation, huh? 6 months, huh? Damn, that's crazy.
Controversy. She's clearly gone within a few days. Aster is still there. He's in the sort of jailhouse for now. 6 months, no streams, but he's still there. And looking at the comments, these are the responses to that proposed investigation. Look at the sycophants. Look at these disgusting sycophants, these Niji sisters.
Sycophants.
Appreciating the straightforward update. Thank you for taking actions and proper investigation. Thank you for the updates. I prefer hearing from the official investigation than aunties and drama tubers. Ayo, unironically Niji W. I'm happy you're going to be investigating Aster. Notice how like half of these people have to be blocked, by the way.
Man, dude. You know, I'll be honest with you, maybe Twisty was right, probably. Maybe Twisty was right. These people are crazy. maybe I take it back. Maybe she was right, Maybe she is base.
Judge me by my enemies. But yeah, sycophants just like riding on Nijisanji for saying they're going to investigate not just a potential sexual harasser, but also a whistleblower.
In the words of Frogan, based?
And 6 months later, there's been nothing that has come from it except for ironically, the termination of the whistleblower. But False ID would release another video a couple days later talking about
that would be funny
sudden
too.
disappearance, but also
no, they are crazy. I'll be honest with you. What do you think? What do you think personally? I would not fit very well with Nijisanji.
Some testimony from a former Nijisanji EN liver who always had bad vibes about Aster Arcadia.
So before that statement from Nijisanji, after the release of our video on Thursday, this past Friday, Quinn Bennett would tweet out, "All I'm saying is there's a reason the podcast only lasted 2 episodes." Quinn Bennett, formerly being Kyo Kaneko of Nijisanji English, a wavemate of Aster Arcadia, who alongside their other wavemate, Renzoto, had hosted only 2 episodes of the Moon Bros podcast. Quinn later taking to stream to clear things up.
Essentially, I was sent a video by someone, a friend of mine, who knows I had my personal issues with the person that the subject of the video was about. I can't really say names or be uber specific in any of this because I'm not trying to get sued, and I don't know if the messages in the video are real, to be completely honest with you. I have no idea. But I will say what I do know is real. So I already didn't like this person, not because of these allegations specifically. I didn't like them prior to this, due to the way that me and them interacted, the way they treated me and some of my friends. We just weren't compatible friends. Okay,
that makes
But
sense.
another reason I didn't like this person,
you're not allowed to be, you know, to be compatible with everybody at the end of the day, you know.
Because there were some,
like for me with me and Natsuko, right? Me and Natsuko are the best example, right? Like we're pretty chill. Like we're pretty much someone on the same level of compatibility. Unfortunately, our time frame is fucking shitty. Well, you know, because I would love to play with Natsuko, but you know, like, you know, time differences is a pain in the ass is all I gotta say.
stories going around. And some things I saw where they behaved weird.
Because like I wanted, because Natsuko invited me to play with her, but I was just like, I was like, I want to, but then I'm like, fuck. But then I gotta upload these videos though, and I'm just like, it's gonna take a while to upload these videos too, because I have to make these thumbnails as well. I was just like, fuck. I was like, do I want to play with my friends, but then be delayed on videos, and I'm gonna be far behind? Or do I work on my channel, get these videos launched, but then I miss a really fun collaboration with my friends? It's just kind of like, dude, this fucking sucks.
Towards women.
I was like in a shitty position right there.
Nothing criminal, nothing to the extent of what has recently come out, but I didn't like how they seemed kind of like they would like nag certain women about certain things, or kind of put them in positions to feel guilty, or pounce on like newer members that were in the company and that didn't know about this behavior. Like they were not the most healthy when they interacted with women, and I'm gonna be honest about that. I'm not gonna cover it up.
Maybe he's a incel. There you go. I was struggling what the word was. I was like, what was the word again? I was gonna say femcel. Femcel. Literally, femcel came into my head first before I said incel. He's probably an incel, maybe, you know, because he's doing weird shit with females, you know.
For lack of a better term, this is how I would imagine an incel would interact with women, right? That is like that's the easiest way I can explain it without giving specific examples and airing out specific people's business. It was like trying to watch.
Yo, I remember Yugo. I remember Yugo. Yugo was a pretty, like, I never watched any of their stuff, right? But I'm like, I can tell like they are a really cool person. You know, I respect them and everything like that, but I've never watched any of their stuff. Femcel hits closer to home, I guess. I guess so. I guess, you know. Except I don't interact with guys terribly, you know. I don't really interact with anybody in a very weird or bad manner, you know. It's just like, you know, I'm usually like, when I first meet someone or when I first talk to somebody, you know, I do normal conversations or so, and then like, you know, and then I try to ask, you know, some funny stuff or anything other shenanigans. Either I do it or they do it. It kind of really depends. It kind of really depends how it is, right? and then we just kind of like,
Co is too real for us rolling on the floor laughing.
and then we can just have some fun, you know. We'll probably say some random sex joke or something from time to time, you know, or like, you know, I don't know, just some, or anything like, you know, anything funny or outlandish.
At interacting with women, or didn't know an appropriate way to do it in an appropriate time, do it.
Yeah,
how do you not know how to talk to a woman normally?
Long video.
Bro, it ain't that hard.
But this is the swan song of today. Delulu making this recent post saying, "Finally, pew," with a little party popper here. Clearly lining up with the shutdown of all of their Nijisanji accounts. Clearly,
she looks like she's a bit more happy now.
Moving on from the company, and honestly, like all of this stuff aside, you know, my criticism.
You'll be surprised.
Delulu/Twisty.
Bro, you want to know something? My friend who has not really talked to females, right? Like he's not talked to females in a while. But like he knows how to talk to females. But he doesn't go like some weird, adjacent thing, you know. He just kind of keeps it to himself, you know. He just kind of like, "Hey, nice to meet you," you know. All this, the problem is like he just does his normal shit. Like he treats like girls like guys, you know, like handshakes and, you know, all this other stuff, but he doesn't really like get close to them. Like he treats girls as like bros at the end of the day.
They need to get out of there. Okay, I think they'll do much better as an indie. I don't think they're a Doki Bird type person where they're gonna go indie and like blow up, but I think they'll do much better.
They'll definitely do. Yeah, they'll definitely do much better
for them. They're edgier. That's fine, right? Like, who cares? And their true fans probably like that stuff anyways.
Yeah.
So this move away from Nijisanji is a good thing. I mean, they even questioned in the leaked Discord call why Nijisanji even hired them in the first place. And I think parting of the ways here is great.
That's true.
And if Delulu/Twisty has evidence against Aster or anyone at Nijisanji, they need to share it. They need to share it because something has to be held accountable here.
Forget every second.
That is allegedly doing many things wrong. They have been no stranger to controversy over and over again. Don't even get me started about the whole Doki Bird /Selen controversy. That's just like disgusting, and we've talked about that infinite times. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. As always, feel free.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, for me personally, it's just kind of like whatever, you know. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. At least, you know, she got a happy ending.
I respect Co, cause she ain't fake like some VTubers who put on a persona just to be liked by their audience. Some VTubers seriously need to drop the act and be themselves like most natural.
It's just some of them are just, you know, they have different goals. You know, some VTubers have different goals. Some of them cater to those stuff. You know, some of them actually go into the parasocial thing, but it's, you know, you gotta be careful because when you're playing with fire, you're gonna burn yourself up too as well. So, you know, it's just there's just a lot of different, like, there's a lot of different VTubers that do that thing. It's usually not the bigger VTubers. I say that, but then Cinder. Anyways, but like usually a lot of the bigger VTubers are usually themselves, you know. It's them, you know. It's literally themselves, you know. We don't talk about Cinder, okay? We don't talk about Cinder, all right? We don't talk about her, okay? All right? It's just kind of like, you know, all the other ones, you know. Let's just talk about the other Oshis anyways, at least my Oshis. They're just being themselves, you know. For me personally, like, you know, free Cinder, shut the fuck up. This guy. I did hear that Cinder might be coming back, so be prepared on that when she does come back. It's gonna be a crazy thing to be seeing that. But yeah, like I said, like Zentrea's being herself, Iron Mouse is being herself, Henya is being herself. Fucking oh god, what's her name? I only know her last name. Why do I know her last name and not her first name? Ravencroft. But I forgot her first name. Shit. Narissa, thank you. I love it how, like, I forgot her first name, but I knew her last name. Yeah, so Miss Ravencroft being herself, Fillion, well, Fillion is Fillion. We don't talk about Fillion, okay? Bow. Yeah, Bow. I don't need to talk about Bow, okay? All right. we don't need to talk about Bow, all right? And then we got Chibidoki, of course. Chibidoki is just Chibidoki. Like, it's all of the bigger streamers are usually like, you know, it's themselves. You know, for me, I'm not gonna pretend to put on an act or something or whatever, because that's just not me. Number one, because I'm old. I don't have time for this shit anyways. And even if I was younger, I still wouldn't do that either. So, you know, I'm just kind of like, you know, I'm just gonna do me, myself, and I, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. So, I like Narissa. She's cool. I like her. So, anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. But yeah, anyways, yeah. It's honestly, it's crazy. I still cannot believe Aster is still in the goddamn company, even after these days. He'll be back in 7 months, apparently. So, well, we'll see what happens there. But anyways, that's the end of the video. And yeah, like I said, Nijisanji. What do you expect, to be honest? Nijisanji will always be that company. I will be so shocked and surprised that anyone will still want to sign up to Nijisanji even to this day.
Her walking cane and say, "I'm tired of yo shit." Back in my day, we have respectable values.
True, you're not wrong on that.
Finally, I beat Hank Hill looking as aka man in Stellar Blade. My palms are sweaty, my knees are weak.
Palms are sweaty, but there's vomit on my sweater. Yeah, whatever, you know. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and peace.